Oh, yeah, you're talking in-game stats.
In-game stats.
Yeah.
Or like halftime or anything like that.
We just, we don't have. We need our technology guy to do
Mike
that.
to be a statistician also.
Yeah, definitely. Here we go, right?
Here we go. That's
it's
right.
like it's game day, and you start looking at all the things that go on throughout the week, and I've been off this week, and it's like, wow, I'm glad you sent that text out earlier because I was like, all right, what is today? And sometimes that happens.
It's cold outside, Pat, but it's going to be hot in here tonight. That is for sure. We have two huge games.
Yeah, and you start looking, they are rivalry games. You go back to last year and you look at the girls' game, and we had a close one there.
Yep.
The boys' game, I think, went into like 7 overtimes. You were probably there at that one. It's just a
That was
real
an incredible
good game.
That was incredible because we were down. I want to say that we were close to we were at 20 or 22 points at one point, and close to 20 going into the fourth quarter, and just chipped it away and sent it to overtime. It was so exciting. Great game right going into this holiday break.
Yeah, and both teams need this game. It's a non-conference game, so in the big picture, it's not going to have a major effect on your season. I mean, that's the objective. You want to win the conference. That's right. Your number one.
Not in the same conference, also not in the same class. So as far as determining postseason, it also doesn't have effect. But it's that crosstown rivalry.
It is. I mean, you go. A lot of people, they get back on their outside deck, and I can hear their football games from my house, and you see their lights all over the place. So it is. It's a friendly rivalry and things like that. We start looking at this game on a go forward right here, and what are the keys to this game from that standpoint? You look at history, and from my standpoint, you go look at the Johnston scores, and they got some pretty elevated scores up there.
Yep.
But then on the other side of that, the games that have been close have all been in the 50s. 50 points, 55 points. If they get into the 70s, they get into a track meet. DCG, they're going to be in trouble.
Well, I think you're right. I think if we can control the pace, that's going to be the key. We're going to need to just slow them down. I was talking to Coach Jones yesterday just about the game, and that was one of the keys that one of their strategies is to try to control the pace of the game, and really to try to keep Johnston wants to just go and shoot. And so if we can keep them and slow them down, and then we need to rebound. That was the other thing that he said. If they miss a shot, they're not going to miss a second one. So we need to limit them to one shot per possession.
Well, those almost are the exact same keys that I had right there, because you start looking at this and you start looking at efficiency. DCG is going to have to be very efficient. They're not going to get a lot of second chance opportunities. They're going to have to hit that first one, take good shots. It doesn't matter where it's at in the clock. If you have a good shot, 15 seconds into the clock is better than a rush shot that's at the end of the clock. So you start looking at that. Johnston has been very, very good on the defensive rebounding side. They've been dominant there, so they obviously are coached to say, we cannot give up multiple shots to really good teams, and that's one way you do it right there for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. The other thing I think key for DCG is they need to just get over the mental hurdle of it's Johnston, right? It's Johnston, it's a 5A school, and everything that they know about them, and they need to just come and play Mustang basketball. I really think that they match up well as far as us defensively, and then I actually think that Emma Miner is going to be a problem for Johnston. I don't know if they have an answer for her, so we will find out, right?
Yeah, that's the good thing about this is the big players, they got a chance to step up. The ones that want to showcase, they got a chance to showcase right here. Yeah. You got Bickford, you got, Johansson. Johansson could be a big key, and you'll have some news on her probably at halftime.
Yeah.
Emma Miner, Fitzgerald. I mean, we have that core right here, but somebody's going to have to come out of nowhere. Maybe Kayla Rice will have one of those games where she hits those threes. She's full go, so it's going to be go time for her on a go forward.
I know she's excited to play, and all the girls are. And they're used to playing against these girls. They play club ball with them or against them, and now it's just about going and playing as a team. I think they can do it.
Right. We're going to send it back down to courtside where we go over the starting lineups. Here we go.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the stadium at Dallas High School, home of Mustang basketball. We've got a special matchup on tap tonight featuring the number 2 in 5A Johnston Dragons and number 2 in 4A DCG Mustangs. Got to get fired up. It's going to be a great game. Ladies and gentlemen, at DCG and Johnston, we enjoy many great traditions, including great sportsmanship. The Iowa High School Athletic Association, the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, and the LHC promote good sportsmanship by participating coaches and spectators. In particular, those 3 guys in stripes are sons, brothers, husbands, dads. They may be getting ready for a holiday celebration with their family, or maybe the weather has them stressed out too. Let's make sure we treat them with the kindness and respect they and all people deserve. Additionally, we request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, sexist, or abusive comments or intimidating actions directed at officials, participants, coaches, team reps, or event personnel will not be tolerated as grounds for them removed from the venue. A reminder to all spectators that the first row of features is to remain clear for the safety of players and officials. Thank you for your cooperation. Enjoy the game. You can make it a night to remember. Our guest for tonight's contest are the Dragons from Johnston High School. Yeah, give it up. Assistant coaches for the Dragons are Mark Hine, Brad Beacon, Jennifer Cook, and Christine Wolford. Head coach is Chad Jones. And your host tonight, the Mustangs of DCG.
All right. We're ready.
That's right. Let's, this is one of the most exciting times of the entire game right here because of all the anticipation that really is going on. We got a lot of good things. We had a great officiating crew today. It's just going to be a great evening of basketball.
Student section, holiday theme. They're bringing it all the way tonight. Christmas theme, they've got their Christmas best on.
And half of those kids are probably, that's what they wore in here too. No coat, no hat, no nothing.
Exactly. There's a lot of talk with the weather coming in, whether they're going to have school tomorrow, whether they'll have school on Thursday. We will see.
We start looking at who do we really need to cover. She's probably a top 5, top 10 player in the state when it gets right down to it. So we're going to have to look at that. If she hits that first shot from the outside, I think it's one of those we better start looking at double teaming to make sure that she doesn't go off and get this out of control right out of the gate.
Yeah, already assigned and committed to Iowa State.
Yeah, that's what go Cyclones.
Into number 33, Emma Hampton, down into the post. That's good for a basket and a foul.
Yeah, Hampton's one. She's the second leading scorer on the team right there. A big kid, big, strong kid. This is one of the things. You got the high and the low, and this is going to be a tough team to challenge.
Free throws good. Johnston leading 3-0 now.
I like the full court press right out of the gate. Challenge them. See if you can't get some easy turnovers.
Bickford to Minor up top. Emma's going to set the offense up again.
Yeah, I think it's a straight-up man-to-man defense right here.
For 3 for Minor. No good. Tanky with the rebound. Oh, there's a turnover by Johansson.
Now this is one that you got that turnover. It's time to execute.
Just a little too much on that pass from Emma Minor down low to Vanessa that has set it up.
I like the aggressiveness to get that ball down there. If the receiver comes across the court there, it's going to be 2 points.
Shot clock at 15. In the post at Bickford. Oh, nice cut by Aubrey Johansson. Basket by Aubrey.
That's a nice basket right there. So you looked at, I can't get that left-handed hook shot up there. That receiver comes in. Nice job, Johansson.
Johnston's just immediately down the floor.
Yeah, and that's one of the things. It doesn't matter. You get a score right now, we're going to go down there. You better get back on defense.
Looking for Tanky down low. Looks like they're running a little bit of a zone combo, but
yeah, this is a game you probably got to play one of them junker defenses.
Yep.
A triangle and 2 or a box and 1.
Mm-hmm.
You got to cover everybody up. The one thing DCG hasn't done well defensively is rebound out of the zone. So that's a big deal when you're talking defensive rebounding.
Yeah, we need those rebounds tonight for sure. Don't give them a second chance. Shot clock at 10. I like DCG's strategy, though. Let's use the whole shot clock. Let's make them do defense. Make them play. That's shot by Minor is off.
Yeah, and that offensive possession right there is just getting into space, and that's really what DCG needs to do is get into space. There could be anything right there. You throw that thing right up top. That's a nice shot right there. Nice little soft shot.
Yeah, Emma Hampton, so she's got all their points right now. 5. For 3, Emma Minor from the outside. We needed that. Let's keep it close.
Yeah, and she can do that all day. They're going to have to extend that defense out. If she's hitting those, that'll open up that inside game for us as well.
Well, we talked before. Do they have an answer for Emma Minor? Ooh, they were set up ready to go right there for that pass with the press. So turnover DCG, back to Johnston. Oh, turnover Johnston. It's going to be back and forth.
Pretty sloppy right now for Johnston with the ball. The handles on that thing isn't what you would expect out of a top-level team. They'll probably talk about that at halftime or at the next time out, but they got to take care of the ball.
Yeah, and when I see that, that's nerves to me. That's excitement and adrenaline. It's just a matter of settling down. So, again, turnover DCG or block shot there by Tanky. Shot by Aaliyah Riley.
Oh, you can't hit her right on the head.
Called jump ball.
It was one of those. It's a big girls' game down there in the middle. You get the rebound. There's going to be some contact right there. but you got to hang on to it. You go through and take off with the ball. The defenders are looking for that too, so their hands are going to be down. You put that ball down there.
Yeah, DCG with the jump ball, so we've got the ball, bringing it down. Vanessa Bickford up top. Nice move,
oh,
Finley.
My goodness.
Block.
Well, a lot of ball on that one right there. Typically, you get that foul right there. It just didn't look very good.
Well, Johnston averages quite a few blocks, but it's usually Hampton that gets them for him. Another turnover. Right
now, the defense for DCG is quicker to the ball and quicker to the spot than what the offense is for Johnston.
That's a good sign for us because I feel like defense has been the hallmark for our team this whole season. We can keep it going. Nice job, Josie. Get in there.
See, that's a matchup right there. Josie can win that one all day. You get that thing spread out, 5 out, everybody around the outside.
Yep,
she can take 30 to the hole all day long.
Quick first step results in a layup. Travel. Again, defense. It's a defensive battle right now. It's going to be the team that's going to come through on defense. Lots of turnovers back and forth. DCG up 7-5. Johnston sticking with the press. They're going to let him play, it appears. She continues with it, Vanessa. Man, that's some perseverance there to just continue down the court the way that she was and to get the layup.
Well, she needs to be aggressive, and that's the one thing right there. If she's aggressive to the hole like that, she can really be effective.
Well, and they're going to let him play, so it's a matter of just being strong with the ball. Emma Miner down low.
That's vintage Miner right there.
That crossback.
I think as Emma starts to improve her game going to the next level, if she can get one more little shot, like a little straight up and a fadeaway right there instead of going right in, a little fadeaway right there, right off the glass, she might get herself a little bit more easy baskets.
But gets the contact, foul on Hampton. That's not going to be a problem if we can get some fouls there. But makes the first free throw. We got some substitutions coming in. Number 23 for Johnston, Jalea Kinnitz. Number 30, Sydney Miller. And Kayla Rice, number 22 for DCG.
So now that Rice enters, we'll see how this goes. We got a couple subs in there. What we brought in is we brought in a little bit of speed, a little bit of quickness, but we also brought in some shooting.
Yeah, I also see Johnston subbed in number 2, Isabella Balsley.
But on the other side of that, we lose a lot of strength down low.
That's basket by Balsey. Ooh, head pass, nice pass again. 2 good passes there. One over to Miller, then Miller to Miner.
Yeah, the sophomore right there with one of the headier plays that you can come up with.
This is what we cannot do. We cannot leave Jenica Lewis open on the 3-point. Missed on that time, but next time, that's going to be a make. Right now, DCG leading 13-7.
They're still straight up man-to-man.
DCG taking 3 out wide along the bottom, 2 up top.
Get down into that 10 seconds. You start, it's like, all right, I got to get myself an open spot.
Sydney Miller for 3.
Ugh.
Oh, so close. Rebound by Lewis. She's pushing up the floor, up to 23. Jalea Kinnitz out to the outside. That's a turnover. DCG's defense continues to be the difference right now.
You know, it is, and I think there's just it's like there's 6 players out there right now in the whites, and there's not a lot of lanes for the pass to go through. So like that one right there, they try to go cross court. Obviously, hindsight 50-50, but maybe you make 2 passes to get there.
Yeah, this is what DCG wants, though. They need it to keep a close game throughout, have a chance there at the end. Oh, nice post up by Bickford.
There's a timeout right here. Oh, they didn't get the
turnover,
timeout.
yep.
Nope, they can't hear it on that side. It's too noisy down there. Jones wanted the timeout.
shot by number 40, J.C. Blanchard.
If the Mustangs rebound like this so far throughout this game, they will have a good chance to win the game.
Nice move, Emma. That's why you just take it strong baseline. Just take it right at Tanky. That's going to be a foul on Ailey Tanky. So we have some more substitutions for Dallas Center Grimes. Josie Lampe coming back in, number 44. Also Aubrey Johansson, number 20, coming in for Finley and Sydney Miller. So the foul was on the floor, so no shooting.
And that'll be a shot attempt. Oh, it hit the clock.
That was a nice wide open shot. Just the pass to Josie was a little bit low, so I think that just threw off her rhythm. It had been a little bit higher, she would have just stepped right into that.
Yeah, it was a wide open shot. She'll take that all day long.
Johnston setting up their offense. Oh, almost a steal there again by Emma Miner.
You don't want any cheap stuff out there like 30 feet from the basket. You know, if you're going to get your foul down low. No layups.
DCG continued playing great man and help.
Oh, that's
a great
nice
move
play
there.
right
Yeah,
there.
Emma Hampton. Little baseline, reverse layup. Emma Miner for 3. That's off. Last second shot. That's the end of the first quarter. DCG leading 13-9. Pat, what do you see in the first quarter?
Well, we were efficient. Everything went DCG's way right there. Johnston's a little loose with the ball. I don't know how many turnovers they had. There had to be at least 3 or 4. And we were able to capitalize on that. We haven't given up any second chance opportunities. We haven't been scored on a second chance opportunity. If that continues, this could be a 6, 7, 8 point lead at halftime.
Yeah.
But it's a 4-quarter game. It's a long time. Johnston's going to get this thing, and they're going to start pushing the ball, and they're going to start getting some things go their way. Now it's up to DCG to figure out how they're going to combat that. Can they handle the shots when they don't go down?
Yeah, 100% agree. And, I'm really impressed by our rebounding, because when you play that aggressive of defense and you're playing all the way down on that shot clock, so often you get to the point where they finally put up a shot and everybody's so exhausted and focused from playing defense, then they forget to then go rebound. Right. So the fact that we just continue to be getting those rebounds, defensive rebounds, to not give them a second shot, that's been huge. If we can keep that up, I agree. It'll be interesting to see what happens.
And the other thing I think DCG's done well to this point is when the ball is dead, they're in their face. They're not giving free passes away.
Again, that baseline move by Emma Hampton, this time a miss. Ailey Tanky with the rebound. Oh, a foul by Aubrey Johansson.
It's close to the strength of those kids down there right now. I think Fitzgerald, or who had the foul? It's either Johansson or
Johansson with the foul.
Strong enough right at the gate, but she pulled that ball away, and then she had some arms.
Yeah. So Johnston has their starters in right now. We have our starters minus Emma Miner. Kylie Lahaz in for her. So we'll see what she can do down low with Hampton. She just tried to take the charge. It was a no call. Now we've got a foul on Johnston.
Now that's the second time that Bickford's received the ball, in the air. She should get the opportunity to receive the ball.
Well, I think that's why that foul was called.
She turned around, and we'll see if they call that on a go forward.
Yeah, so that was on Aaliyah Riley, foul for Johnston. Bickford one-on-one with her. Blocked by Jenica Lewis, but then the ball went out of bounds.
That is some great defense. You go to the stats, and you can see why now this team, from a block shot standpoint, they have 33. They probably have 36 blocks on the year. Converse, DCG has 7, so that kind of tells you a little bit of the difference.
Jenica Lewis is their leading shot blocker, too. She's not even their tallest player, and yet she leads in blocks. That's a fantastic move by Finley. She just continued to take the ball to the basket, did her little spin move, got the layup, got the foul.
She is such a skilled offensive player. You look at her shot. Her offensive shot is fantastic. She's a high percentage rebounder in the 75, 76% range. And you can tell that she's going to continue to be a very good shooter just because of her form.
Yeah, foul was on Molly Nelk. So DCG leading 16-9, 7 minutes left in the second quarter.
Nothing
Emma
easy
Miners
down there.
back into the game. That's a great outside shot there. Jenica Lewis, 3 points. DCG right into it.
Yeah,
Think about Johnston. They just have so many weapons. You have to pay attention at all times on the court to find where they are.
And that's the deal. It is.
It's a little turnover by DCG. Steal. Lewis taking it right to the basket. She gets it. So that's a quick 5 for her.
And see, that's what you want to avoid if you're the Mustangs. She gets a steal down here and goes all the way down the other side, and nobody really touches her.
Right, so we have a 5-0 run right now. Both of those from Jenica Lewis.
There's another, man. There's going to start hopping these. You can already see the speed's quick picking up a little bit.
Yep.
The Johnston, they're getting in those passing lanes. Everybody's there. How do you combat that? Fake pass. Get them off their game.
Backdoor.
Fake pass and go the other direction.
Yeah, exactly right. We got 7-6 on the shot clock at this point. Now 5, 4. Up for Emma Miner. Yeah, DC just seemed a little out of sorts there. Johnston being aggressive. Hey, listen, I feel like the referees, officials are letting them be aggressive. So working to their advantage. And
this is a game where let the kids decide the game, right? I mean, if there's no advantage, is it really that big of a deal?
So Vanessa Bickford has checked back into the game for Kylie Haas.
So when Bickford goes out of the game, you can kind of see what happens right here, and that's the value Bickford has for this offense and defense and leadership.
3-point shot by number 24, Molly Nelk. No good. Underneath, Ailey Tanky. That's a foul on Finley Fitzgerald.
You know,
that's her second.
That was one when you go back and you look at it on the tape. She brought her hand all the way down. If she just puts her hand out there and does what she needs to do, she's probably okay. But when she took that swipe, it doesn't look good when you do that.
So Adam Jones isn't going to risk Finley Fitzgerald getting her third foul in the first half, so she's out probably for the rest of the half, I imagine. Kayla Rice, number 22, in for the Mustangs.
And that's what's nice about, that should have been.
Tanky good for both free throws. So it's tied up 16-16. That's just a quick 9-0 run. We were up 16-7.
Yeah.
It's been all Johnston.
Now it's a new game, right? So let's go.
Yeah, we just need to go back to what was working for us, that aggressive defense, taking our time, making them play defense. They're going to shoot the passing lanes. Then we need a backdoor, ball fake, and backdoor. Underneath the Emma Miner. That's a great cut. Good move there. Good move. Yeah. She dipped her shoulder and kind of threw an elbow. It was a great move until that. I think she was just trying to create space for herself so she can do that spin, but it was enough that, offensive foul on Emma Miner there.
I can definitely
First
see how it
foul for
was.
her.
Five minutes in, tie game. Got to like it. I think you would have said, hey, well, you take this, I'll take it.
Absolutely. Delia Riley.
Now, on the backside, it's important every time that the defenders, if there's a drive and you got a defender on the other side, you got to hedge over there and stop that drive. So Josie could come over there, at least get a hand over there, get in the way. It doesn't take much, and then get back and play D.
Yeah, and they've been doing so great at that help defense. Shot by Vanessa Bickford's long. Johnston's going right down the floor. Pull up Emma Hampton.
Just a nice, smooth stroke right there. She's right in the area. It's just an easy game. It's right there. DCG needs a bucket right now.
We're on a 16-0 run at this point. 13-0 run. Almost a turnover there for the Mustangs, but then, layup there. Aubrey Johansson missed the bucket, but there's a foul on Johnston.
I like Johansson's aggressiveness to the basket right there. Just a nice job out of her.
That's second foul now on Emma Hampton, so we'll have to see what Coach Jillick does with her. And, yes, he's subbing her out. So we have a substitution for Johnston. Number 40, J.C. Blanchard in for her. First free throw for Johansson was good. Second is long. Almost had the rebound, Emma Miner. It's off DCG. So Johnston leading 20-17 at this point. We have 4 minutes, just over 4 minutes left in the second quarter.
You know, we were at that point of the game where we were, okay, this game really is advantage DCG because it was in the 50s. Now we're on a pace for that to be back into the 70s or in the upper 60s. We need some defensive stops.
Yep. That's three-pointer, Jetica Lewis in and out. Rebound, I like that, again, DCG is only allowing them one shot. That's going to be a key strategy for them to try to stay within. Right now it's just a 3-point lead by Johnston. Great move, Emma Miner down low. That spin.
Yeah, if she gets her left shoulder into you right there, she's going to spin that thing right around. There's nobody better than her.
Well, we talked about it before the game. I really feel like DCG matches up really well defensively with Johnston, but then as we flip it around, I wasn't sure that they had an answer for Emma Miner. So it'll be curious as the game goes on. She's really been a difference maker so far, leading right now with 9 points. It's from the corner, Jenica Lewis. That's good. That's for 3. We have to find her. That's the key. We need to find where she is on the court, make sure that we're defending her.
Well, she's a 40% three-point shooter, so she's obviously very capable. She's one of the better ones on the team percentage-wise, and she shoots in volume.
I like, again, that we're running our offense. We're forcing the Dragons to play defense. Shot clock's down to 7. Good take. That was a good take. I think she saw that defender coming in and kind of like adjusted the last second in her shot, so it didn't come in. Johnston moving down. Oh, three-pointer. That's a miss. That was a lucky defensive moment there for the Mustangs.
Very important 2-minute stretch right here of the game. It can go either way.
Three-pointer, Emma Miner. In. Oh, that rolled all the way down and then rolled out. I think she wants that one back.
Carey. That's a great no call right there.
Lee Riley with the
I wonder if Jones had seen this before and he's like, timeout, because I think I'm going to see a turnover going the other way, and we did right there.
That's right. So we got a DCG timeout. It's a minute 54 left on the clock. Dragons leading by 4.
Yeah, and I think Coach Jones is saying, you know what, this is a critical 2 minutes. This stretch, this 2 minutes, will have a major impact on the game. If Johnston goes up by 10, that really puts us at a disadvantage because we don't have the horsepower like Johnston does to make that up. Johnston can shoot in volume and things like that.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
You know, so they could overcome a 10-point lead maybe a little bit easier than what the Mustangs can.
I like it. Call the timeout. Give your team an opportunity to take a deep breath, refocus. Let's talk about what we're doing on the floor. Johnston's doing the same thing in that moment, so this is going to be exciting last 2 minutes of the half.
And they are overplaying, so I'm hoping that they said something in there. Hey, let's see if we can get a couple fake passes and then back cut that thing and see if we can't get us an easy three-point play or a layup.
Yep, I love that. Continuing in that man-to-man. Switching on screens, I see they're helping, or maybe they're doing an extended
like a little zone deal
like
right here, and they keep on coming through here.
So you just need to take it up high, and we need to go down low and do a little
we don't have
high-low
a lot of movement on our offense right now.
Well, I think that they were confused about what was happening because no one was going with them on their screens. They don't think they recognized the zone right away. That's a three-point shot, number 23, Jalea Kinnitz. It's long.
Could have been a foul on Emma Miner. They both bumped each other.
But again, a good no call. Let's just have the ball go out of bounds. It's going to be underneath for Johnston. Johnston's getting set up. Get that rebound. That was a good shot. Long rebound. That's the thing about those three-point shots. Those rebounds always go nice and long, so it's good that you just hold, do the block out on your opponent, wait for the ball to come to you.
My three-point shots always ended up in the student section. That's how mine always went.
Or air ball.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I didn't even hit the rim.
They're in that zone. They need to look like a high-low combo. Wow. We needed that. That was huge. Three-pointer by Finley Fitzgerald. That's huge.
And you start looking at the shot clock now. There's 6 seconds. So we're going to get a 2-for-1 right here. We haven't seen that. That never. Oh, there you go.
They got a turnover, DCG.
Easy does it. They're right behind you.
Yep.
Nice job right there. You know,
shot
whatever
clock and game clock
here,
are the same here.
Been a nice finish for the Mustangs.
Right now is what we don't need is a turnover. We just forced the turnover for them. We have the opportunity to take the lead with this possession. Johnston right now leading 23-22. Shot clock's down at 7 seconds. Game clock the same. Isolating for Vanessa Bickford. That's a great move. Right at the buzzer. DCG takes the lead 24-23 going into the half. That's exactly what Coach Jones, I'm sure that's exactly how he drew it up in that 2-minute timeout that he did. 2 minutes left in the game. He's going to say, listen, we need to focus, take a deep breath. We need to increase our defense again. Let's get some turnovers, convert on the other end. And that's exactly what happened. They tied it back, in fact, took the lead by 1, 24-23.
Yeah, and that whole thing was set up a long ways from anywhere, almost all over half court. Almost turned it over a couple times. The aggressiveness of the Johnston defense is outstanding right now. And Vanessa Bickford is left-handed, so she was able to get to her strong hand right there. And, man, you know, that's one of those plays that will go down right there on this season as a big, big play. You look at time, you look at score, you look at what's going on. And that's a big play for the Mustangs right there to end the half. It puts them up by 1, which really isn't a great big deal, but it's what happened in that last 2 minutes, which was because we were down by 5 at one point right in there, and you know, you get a three-pointer and a turnover and a basket, and it's like, oh my God, now what are we going to do?
And we had a 7-point lead, no, 9-point lead, 16-7, 16-9. Anyway, we have this lead, and then Johnston just erases it and then takes the lead. So at any point in there, you know, as Mustangs, they could have just given up. They could have just rolled over, and that could have been the end. But you see their fight as they kind of came back there. As I'm looking at just sort of where the scores are and the statistics at this point, Jenica Lewis, leading scorer for Johnston right now. She's got 8. But the big surprise for me is Ailey Tankey. She is their leading scorer. She's, you know, signed at Iowa State commit, has been signed, I think, since she was a freshman. For sure her sophomore year. She's a junior now, and she has 0 points right now. Yeah. So the fact that they've shut down Tankey, who's Johnston's leading scorer, that's a huge piece of the puzzle. For us, we have Emma Miner's got 9 points, Finley Fitzgerald is 6, we've got Vanessa Bickford with 4. Like, we've got a nice spread to the offensive effort for the Mustangs.
Yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit in the boys' game as well, but to have balance in your scoring, you have to guard everybody.
Yeah.
And that's hard to do. I mean, you know, if anybody's capable, it's the Mustangs and it's the Jaguars, or Johnston.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you start looking at it, and that's what it is, the Dragons. Sorry about that. But as we start looking at everything in this game.
So I'm seeing right now they're updating the statistics on the scoreboard. We were looking off that, and it had Tankey with 0 points. They've just updated it to now that she has 2. So they're doing some reconciliation, just making sure that what's on the scoreboard, which is unofficial, right, matches what's official, which is in the book.
Yeah, our next level that we'll take will be, you know, to get us to the CBS level, we'll have online statistics the whole time.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great. Just be coming in, all kinds of things. That'd be fantastic.
You know, with Tankey having 2 points, that's not a good thing for her. She's going to get hers.
She will.
All right, she's going to get hers. How does DCG respond? How's it going to go around the whole thing? So just keep doing what you're doing, both teams really at this point, and hopefully for both teams, it comes down to the last 3 or 4 possessions and who is able to execute in those last 2 or 3 possessions down court.
Right, keep it close, and that's what Coach Jones said to me when I talked with him yesterday. He said if we can keep it close going into that 4th quarter, it's going to be anybody's ball game, and that's clearly what they've done. I think DCG has stuck to their strategy, which is let's control the pace of the game.
Yep.
And so they've done that on defense and creating turnovers, which our defense has always been a highlight for our teams. And they've been doing that, continuing that. But then I'm seeing them having a lot of patience on the offensive end. So they're going down, and rather than just rushing and throwing up a shot, they're taking time. And, you know, how many times were we counting and we were watching that shot clock and we're down to like 5 seconds, 4 seconds on that shot clock. So they're really maximizing the whole shot clock and making Johnston play defense.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And, you know, Johnston, obviously, they're on the other side of that. They're like, let's go.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, they just want to keep it going. We're slowing it down.
Yeah, it's like, all right, now we're going to come down, or we're going to be more effective. We're not stalling by any means. We're just trying to run what we can run and things like that.
Well, and we talked before the game that if the game is up in the 70s, then Johnston's running away with it. But if the game is down in the 50s, then it's going to probably be close. And right now, we're on pace for the 50s, which is...
Yeah, I mean, right now, the keys to the game that we put out there, pace, score in the 50s, rebound like crazy on the defensive side, don't give them anything there. You know, the offensive rebounding, maybe it's not even that big of a deal. You know, if it comes there, great, that's fine, you get an extra shot. But, man, you got to... The focus on the defensive rebounding has got to be 100%. That's the key to the game. They've done that today.
And they've done a great job with that. So, yeah, if they can continue that, not give them open shots, so they need to find where Jenica Lewis is on the floor at all times, and then they need to make sure that they don't give Johnston a second chance. And so far, so good on that. I also think we're pretty good from a foul standpoint, you know, with as good of players as Johnston has. DCG, I feel like Finley has 2 fouls. I think everybody else just has 1. On Johnston's side, we know that Emma Hampton has 2 fouls, but otherwise I think they're, you know, maybe they have 1 other player that has 2.
Yeah.
They're spread out pretty well,
yeah,
too.
Yeah, not a lot of fouls, fast game.
Yeah, they're, the officials are letting them play.
Yeah, so and it's clean. I mean, this is a great game, and I'm glad they got both schools from this standpoint. You know, the bottom line is probably, I don't know when the time's going to come, but the boys are already in the top class. The girls, there's 5 classes. Boys, there's only 4.
Right.
So we're playing right now. We're playing Johnston. We're playing Ankeny. I think we got maybe Centennial and Ankeny on the schedule this year.
Well, what was really impressive is that over this last weekend, we were over at Johnston. They do this tournament the Saturday before Christmas break, and they bring in teams from all over the state, different classes of teams, and we played Center Point Urbana. They were rated number 16, and Mustangs handled them. It was not even close. We did the same thing to Benton Community last year during this tournament, and then ended up meeting Benton in the state tournament. Yep. And Benton had an opportunity for revenge there, but we handled them there at state as well. So I love that tournament. It's just a real good test for our team to play some schools that are outside of our metro area, outside of our conference, and that we're going to maybe see down the road once it becomes tourney time, but see them now in December. Just get a little bit of a gauge before we go into Christmas break, and I think the Mustangs looked amazing.
Yeah, I looked at the scores, and I was shocked at the Center Point Urbana one.
Yeah.
Center Point Urbana's had great athletics for a long time, and they've been in the state tournament. I think that, I'm not sure if they won it in 3A. They're a lower, they're not 4A, but they've been right there for a long time. Great kids, great community.
You know, the interesting thing about Johnston is that they've got some ballers, that's for sure. I mean, we have Ailey Tankey, she's already signed to, committed to Iowa State. Jenica Lewis, freshman, has 16 Division I offers already to play basketball at the next level. But beyond that, they have some D1 athletes. They have a D1 soccer commit, they have a D1 track and field commit, so they can get out and go. That's what they want to do. They want to run. But they're just, you've got basketball players and then you have athletes, and they've got all of it. So they're just, there's not a person on the court at any given time who isn't super capable of lighting it up.
You know, if you're playing Johnston in checkers or badminton or whatever and you get a win, that's a big deal. You know, and for exactly like what you just said, they have great programs. They have great, the kids are amazing at all levels, and man, they produce.
Yep.
So, and I think DCG is the same way. They just don't have the numbers that, say, a Johnston has at this time.
Right.
But we're putting a lot of money into girls wrestling. We're putting We're investing in new strength and conditioning. We're investing in a lot of different things. A lot of good things going on over here. Maybe we'll be a Johnston level here within a few years.
Yeah, well, I remember Johnston moving up to that big class, and it's always an adjustment period. The boys on DCG boys are learning that this year, right? It's an adjustment, moving up a class. Then you find your way, and it's going to take some lumps at first, but you really rise up to the level of your competition, and we're seeing that tonight. We're seeing that with the Mustangs, as this battle that they have, knowing that they're coming in against a bigger class, bigger school, right. Johnston team. And
yeah, I'm waiting for somebody to give me a call or shoot me a text. What do you mean we're not as good as, like, we just won the state tournament.
Well, we got
boys
two
basketball.
State champions right here.
Yeah.
Or girls almost
That's
did.
right.
I guess we were semifinals.
Yeah, we've been to the Final Four in basketball for 2 years straight. And girls, I mean, we got a lot of. We won this soccer state championship. We go to the final game in softball. So what are you talking about? Like, it is what it is. I mean, there's a lot of kids out there. Both communities do a great job in their athletics programs.
We just wrapped up. I've got 19 seconds left on our halftime, so we'll be kicking off this second half. It's 1 point ball game. DCG leading 24-23. It's anybody's game at this point. It's going to probably come down to the wire. If things continue the way they did in the first half during the second half, it's going to be a game that's going to come right down to the end. Yeah,
and right now that first minute of this quarter will set the stage for what's really going to happen throughout. So for both teams, that first 1 or 2 minutes is a major play in this game here.
So both teams have their starters back in to start off the second half. It'll be interesting to see what kind of adjustments did Coach Gillick and Coach Jones make during halftime.
Well, one thing we know right now, we look at, this is probably the first time that Kayla Rice has played a game where she hasn't taken a shot yet. So she's going to get her shots here in the second half as well.
Hey, I like what Aubrey Johansson was trying to do there. She saw Vanessa Bickford up, open down low, but Jenica Lewis too quick.
That's white ball. No, sorry. That went right off your foot.
Yeah, it went off Ailey Tankey's foot, but I don't think she liked that. Or maybe felt like there was a Mustang player that touched afterwards or something, yeah.
Oh, there was contact, but they haven't been calling that all day long.
Vanessa Bickford bringing the ball down the court for the Mustangs. Looks like Johnston's back in that man-to-man defense. We saw it kind of like, it looked like a little bit of a zone that they threw at him there for a couple of plays. Back to man-to-man.
You know, when your offense.
So they're calling an offensive foul, I believe, on Aubrey Johansson's moving screen that she did. Yeah, number 20.
Yeah.
Aubrey.
You know you're doing the right thing on defense when you can't tell what it is. Right?
Right.
So are they in man? Are they in zone? So they keep on running. That just means your defense is doing its job.
Yeah, I do see that they switched up a little bit. They've got Finley Fitzgerald out front with Aaliyah Riley. I like that matchup. I like Finley's speed. Oh, again, Jenica Lewis from the outside for three. Mustangs need to find her immediately every time they go down the court.
Well,
so.
Yeah, and what's
She's
happening there is
Tankey's
getting double and triple team down low and leaving, and she's done a nice job of finding the open player.
Yeah, Johnston has so many weapons. You got to make a choice.
Yeah,
that's a huge play right there, because not only did Emma Miner was a nice strong move to the basket, but that puts 3 fouls now on Emma Hampton. So that's their tall post presence for them. And so to get 3 fouls on her this early in the second half, that's Coach Gillick from Johnston's going to have a decision here, whether he takes her out.
Yeah, and as you're looking at that, that's just one of those where you have to have, if you're not going to finish the rim, you got to be able to make those free throws.
Yeah, Emma missed
like
that first one, which is kind of unusual.
So we've got fan club.
We have a little fan club here.
We've never had a fan club before.
0 for 2 from those free throws from Emma Miner. Gosh, we really could have used those. That was a great move there. Aaliyah Riley just blew past the defense. This is where we got to get back right away.
Well, that's not something that, that's not a coaching thing. That's a talent thing.
Absolutely,
right there.
That's speed. Absolutely. We've got a 3-point shot from Finley Fitzgerald. That's long. Emma Miner with the rebound. Little hook shot. That's also a miss. Johnston's bringing the ball back down. Nice move by Jenica Lewis. Shot is long. Rebound. Oh,
well,
Johnston had it. Then,
hit,
she kind of
the
lost.
defender in the foot.
So that's a break for DCG. Oh, nice cut, Finley. That was a great hit by Aubrey Johansson. Finley Fitzgerald doing a trail coming behind her.
Yeah.
So it's knocked out of bounds by Johnston.
It was a nice cut by Fitzgerald right there to kind of
DCG
get
needs
to
to
the
keep
ball.
this close, though, right now. Johnston's taken a 4-point lead, so it's been a 5-0 run to start the third quarter. DCG needs to just continue getting those defensive stops and then converting. We're just not converting on the other end. 3-point basket, number 24, Molly Nelk. Rebound, Jenica Lewis. That's long. So we've had a couple of stops, Pat, but we just haven't been converting on the other end. We've either had a turnover. That's a great pass from Lampy there to Aubrey Johansson. Timeout, Johnston.
Yeah,
man, we needed that.
Well, we've had a couple point blankers right there, so we're getting the ball to the rim. Finally, we ended up finishing right there, so
right,
that's good to see.
Yeah, that finish was what we needed. We've had a couple of good looks. We had some good turnovers on defense, and then just haven't been able to convert. So,
we talked a little bit earlier about players playing in games that have intensity and they have fire and they have energy and things like that. But it also goes for the coaches as well.
Absolutely.
I mean, when you're used to coaching in games that are 20-point games and 25-point games or whatever the case is, the coaches, this is good for them because they get to run some stuff, see how it's going to play, because both of these teams are going to need it at the end of February and beginning of March.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Great practice for the season as it goes down to the wire, even as you enter into your conference season more. Both coaches having to have a close game where they're going to have to lead their team and see how they respond when it's close. DCG is in man defense.
I like the defense right there.
They've got
that's
a double team on
Tanky.
Tanky.
She ended up getting it anyway.
Yeah, we had a great help defense by Vanessa Bickford.
Well, that's big time play right there.
Yeah, she's showing why she's already a commit for Iowa State. She just does not give up on the ball. Great job by Tanky. But DCG had really good. They had fronting her. They had great help defense on the backside. They just couldn't grab the ball off the floor. So credit Tanky for sticking with it. Nice move, Emma Minor.
Yeah, I think if Minor gets one-on-one with anybody out there right now and there's no help, she's got to take that thing every single time because they can't stop her. She gets that left shoulder in there. She can go right over the right.
Yeah, I agree. And they need to see that, and they need to know that they need to just
hook.
Go right to Minor every time. That's a basket by Aaliyah Riley. Dragons leading 32-28. Yeah, they need to see that, and they need to just take Emma, isolate her down in the post, give her an opportunity to take Tanky one-on-one again. Tanky and Minor play in club basketball together in the summer, so they're very familiar with one another. Again, DCG getting all the way down on the shot clock. Yeah, it was a little bit of a misstep there.
That was just a bad offensive possession. There was no sense. It just wasn't good. But credit the defense for Johnston.
That's a three-point basket. Number 40, JC Blanchard from the outside. So Dragons leading 35-28.
Every pass right now is defended from Johnston's standpoint. Johnston's defending every pass. They're defending every cut. Nothing is easy right now for the Mustangs offense.
Johnston with some substitution here, Isabella Balsley, and then the Mustangs, Sydney Miller and number 22, Kayla Rice. Sydney Miller is number 30. Nice cut, Finley Fitzgerald.
That's a
in,
nice
back
job,
out,
not
move it
taking
around,
it.
get that second pass. Kayla Rice from the outside. That's three-pointer Kayla Rice. That's what we talked about before. We need to get her to fire it up.
Well, if she starts getting open shots, she's going to light them up. She will definitely shoot them.
DCG needs to get a stop here, keep this game. We got a 4-point game. They need to keep this close. Nice move there. Nice cut and a good pass there. It's a good stop on defense. They recovered, got some help. Mustangs going to the basket. Kayla Rice again. It's a nice little floater, a little bit long. Rebound, Lewis. Vanessa Bickford picks her up. Oh, from the outside, Tanky from the outside. She was like, I'm not going to let any defenders have an opportunity to pick me up. I'm going to just get the ball and I'm going to shoot it immediately. So nice three-point shot.
Well, I'm tired of going down low and getting beat up all the time. I'm going to just take this easy one right here from about 22.
Yeah, Ailey Tanky just 2 points at halftime. Now she's up to 7.
Well, you know she's going to get her points, so you know she's going to get her productivity. 3-second call here at some point.
Emma, this is what we need every single time. It seems like that they don't have an answer for Emma Miner, so we need to get the ball into her just down low. That's a great move. That's a nice take. Way to just power it through, Aaliyah Riley. Man, that girl doesn't have any stop. She sees the defender and somehow finds a way to slip through. Johnston currently leading 40-33.
It's been a good game the whole way through here. Got to be a little bit more efficient on the offensive side.
3. Oh, a little bit long. Rebound Johnston. Got to get a stop ball. Oh, that's a great pass. That's a great pass. Isabella Balsley. So there's a 2-minute timeout we're looking at. We're just under 2 minutes. I was thinking about 15-20 seconds ago, Coach Jones should call his 2-minute timeout at this point.
Yeah.
So we let them get that one more score in, and then he's like, nope, it's time. We need to regroup here.
Well, you go through, you trust your kids, things are going. DCG has done a good job in a lot of facets of the game. This last 3 minutes right here, they haven't had the cohesiveness, and I think a lot of it is due to the pressure on the pass, the pressure on the drive cuts. But when we've been able to get one-on-one, we've been very effective. We've had a lot of success with that right there.
Yeah, I think the offense has kind of stalled out a little bit this beginning of this second half. We've had the three-pointer by Kayla Rice, but we haven't had a whole lot of offense. There's a lot of sort of kind of standing and moving again. I think that they're afraid of the pressure that they're feeling and not getting the ball, so they're not maybe making the cuts that they could. I think they can get back to just moving and getting a lot of good just offensive movement. That's going to help. And again, I think get the ball down into Miner. That is working. So if she can go one-on-one against Tanky or Emma Hampton, and if she's in, then they just seem like they don't have quite an answer for her right now. But credit Johnston coming out. Ailey Tanky's decided, like, I'm just enough of this. We're going to put it on my shoulders and we're going to take it. And Aaliyah Riley, man, very impressed by her.
Yeah, absolutely. So now the full court pressure, we'll see if it's actual trap or if it's man-to-man.
Yep, they've trapped in the corner, but DCG right through it. They've got numbers, but now everything's, they're letting them play. We've got some good, strong, aggressive defense.
And that's the thing right here. This is what DCG needs this.
Yep.
They need that pressure right there.
Oh, nice. That was a great cut. I like that we're seeing a little bit more movement, some drives to the basket. Come on, Emma. There we go. That's a nice move. Emma Miner was just going to will that ball to go into the basket.
Yeah, there was only one person going to shoot that one right there. There's no doubt. Now you got to get the stop.
That's right. That's what we've missed the last couple of times, too, is that we haven't had some of those defensive stops. So if we can get that, that's a good move there. Number 40, J.C. Blanchard.
And see, there's no help defense on anything right now because you got 5 kids that can score out there.
Right.
It's hard for you to leave your own girl alone. Otherwise, you end up getting scored on.
Well, and credit Johnston. Emma Hampton's out with fouls right now, and J.C. Blanchard's come in and take her place, and it's just like, well, next player in. Again, Emma Miner down low every single time. Every single time. That if I were Coach Jones right now, that'd be my go-to.
Yeah, she fell down before they even made contact right there.
Sydney Miller's like, I'm going to take this charge. I think I want to. I think I'm going to. And you could already see her just bracing for it. So block call there on Sydney Miller. So Riley will go to the foul line. Johnston leading 44-37. We have 24 seconds left in the third quarter. A little bit long on that first free throw. So it would be nice DCG be able to get a rebound here, come back down to the floor, convert, bring it within 5, maybe 4. So that's a good, Riley good on her second free throw. So 8-point lead now for DCG if they can come down, bring it down to 5 or 6.
Yeah, still anybody's game right now.
Johnston's showing that press, but then they just are falling back into man-to-man.
And this is the one, if they're going to play that tight, you drive that ball right into the body and you force the official to make the call one way or the other.
DCG is going to be content to take last shot here. We're down to 9.
Let's see if Johnston learned right here.
Vanessa Bickford. Oh, this time miss. Oh, get it back up. Yeah, that was a great play, though. Set up perfectly. Vanessa had a great drive, took it right to the basket. The ball just didn't go in.
I thought we were going to see Bickford 2.0 there for a second.
Right, exactly. Buzzer beater. So Johnston leading 45-37 end of third quarter. So what's the difference that we just saw in the third quarter versus the first half?
A lot.
Yeah.
So we were up 2 or we were down 2?
We were up by 1.
All right, up by 1. So we're looking at basically
24-23.
You know, you're looking at 9 points right in there. So
well, and how many points the Dragons have scored? They scored 22 points in the third quarter. They only had 23 points at halftime. And we were talking that if we could do the same thing, it would be a 50-point game. And Johnston's at 45. We're at 37.
Yeah, you're right.
The defense was different.
That's the quarter that we needed to avoid, is that explosion, because now, you know, DCG to get back in, they're going to have to take a lot of risks. They're going to have to start. They're going to have to foul. They're going to have to do some things that maybe they didn't want to do to win the game. But the bottom line, this first 3 or 4 minutes, at the 4-minute mark, this has to be a 2 or 3 point game.
Yeah. If I'm Coach Jones right now, I'm explaining to the girls, you have 8 minutes. 8 minutes left in this game to bring all-out defensive effort. Let's get some stops. Do not let them get a second shot. Get those defensive rebounds, and then when we come down, we need to convert on offense.
Yeah. You know, and really just go play your game. In the end, just go play. Let's have some fun, and let's get after it, and let's work hard.
Yeah.
There you go.
Seeing some aggressive defense. Left the shooter open, so that's Riley for 3.
But they put the double team up there on the one side, so, I mean, you leave somebody open, they either make them or they don't.
There. Johnston still without Emma Hampton. Nope, Emma Hampton's backed in, number 33. So she's playing defense now, and Emma Miner down low. So let's see what the kind of difference we have here, where we have Hampton on. Oh, and there's that. That's going to be 4th foul on Hampton. So Hampton had to sit out a lot of the third quarter after picking up that 3rd foul, and now back in. Now she's just picked up her 4th.
Well, and right now, you can't coach the aggressiveness out of those kids, you know, from that standpoint. They've been doing it all day, but that's just the MO. Get to the ball before the offense does.
Yeah, and you can see at times Johnston is double teaming, even triple teaming Emma Miner, depending on where she is on the floor. They need to work out some opportunities to isolate her, be ready to kick back out to the outside.
Well, there's going to be another one. There's a lot of banging between those two down there, Miner and her.
That's Kayla Rice for 3. That's good. 3-pointer, Kayla Rice. And that's exactly what we need. Hey, listen, if they're going to clog up the middle, then those shooters need to be ready on the outside. The ball's going to kick back out to them. Kayla Rice was ready to go.
Well, the one thing Rice has done forever is she's ready to shoot. Her feet are set, her hips are set, and her shoulders are set to shoot the ball before she gets it. So when she does get it, she's going to go ahead and deliver.
DCG defense, that's Hampton. From the outside, no good. Kayla Rice with the ball, out to Miner.
Rice wants another opportunity here.
Yeah,
you
she
just kind of see the pop.
Shooter's got to shoot, Pat.
Like,
Shooter's got to shoot.
Yeah, I'm ready.
I'd be just fine with that. Let's set it back up. See, I've seen some standing again. Again, we're trying to get some isolation with Emma. That's a steal by Riley.
That's travel.
Good pass ahead.
In my mind.
Ailey Tanky.
I mean, you take it 2 steps in a long pass like that, to me, I probably would have called it, right or wrong.
Dragons leading by 10, 50-40. DCG needs to get back into their offensive scheme, look to Miner down low. If it's not there, she can kick out to the shooters. Oh, you could tell Kayla Rice was even looking right there.
That's a totally different shot right there.
You can see they're double teaming right now. They just need to isolate. It's a good Good passes back out to the
really
outside.
got to be quick with
6.
the passes.
Kayla Rice in and out this time. Going the other way. We need to get a defensive stop right here for the Mustangs. Nice. That was a nice job of Josie Lamprey right there. She didn't go in, just played straight up. We got a travel call on Johnston. Finley Fitzgerald checking back into the ball game for the Mustangs, number 24. She's coming in for Aubrey Johansson. Aubrey, big news this week, announced her commitment to go play softball at Missouri State.
How about that?
Go Bears.
And if you're going to play softball, I think it's much preferred to go south than it is to go north. My daughter played softball, and she'd play in Wisconsin and Minnesota. It's like, oh, my God. We actually physically had to move snow off the fields before.
You're absolutely right. Head somewhere south for that. Oh, that's a nice roll there. Again, Johnston's really amped up their defensive effort here. That's three-pointer Finley Fitzgerald. This is what I love about this Mustang team is that we have scoring threats from everywhere. Look how even our scoring is. With the exception of Emma Miner with 17 points right now, Finley has 9. We've got 6. We've got 4. We've got 2. Spread out across the whole roster.
And now Johnston, time and score, they're going to start taking some clock, limiting possessions. There's plenty of time left in this game, but it all starts on this side for the Mustangs.
Yeah, we're up, Johnston up 7 at this point. That's a nice fadeaway by Riley, no good. Off Johnston, so it'll be Mustang ball. 4 minutes left. Fourth quarter.
Now, this doesn't have to be a 3. Let's see if we can get this thing to a 2-possession game right here. 5
points. Just chip away at it. If we can get a couple more defensive stops, then come down, convert on the offensive end. Finley Fitzgerald taking the ball to the hoop. Followed her shot. So missed by Fitzgerald. Rebound Tanky.
God, the offensive flow is just so good.
That's a rebound. So this is a rare second shot that we've given to Johnston. We'll see what happens here if they're able to take advantage of that.
Well, it's another 35 seconds, or 30 seconds anyway.
Into Emma Hampton.
That's all arm. That wasn't just a little bit, but that was 100% arm. But there's no layups in this game anymore.
No, but you know what? No and 1 because she didn't make the first basket.
That's right.
So, and now we'll see her at the free throw line, Emma Hampton. She's good.
66% free throw shooter on the year.
Hampton with the second, also good. Johnston leads 52-43, 3:21 left in the game. So J.C. Blanchard back in for Emma Hampton. That's probably a smart move by Chad Jillick there. Let Hampton take a break, not get that 5th foul, bring her back in the last couple minutes.
Yeah, and right now it's go time. So you got 3 minutes left in this game basically right now. And so it doesn't matter. You got 4 fouls or 3 or 2, and you're going all out right now.
Yeah, DCG needs to get a stop here. They cannot let them extend their lead back up to 10 again. Johnston being patient. Kayla Rice is just like, give me that ball. No jump foul.
Oh, she stepped out of bounds.
Call.
Gosh. That's a tough, it is what it is, but she did. She moved her foot back a little bit, and it was a tough deal right there. Go all that work, and now you get another one.
Yeah, shoot. Rebound by Josie, but then stepped out of bounds.
Well, there's just so many bodies and so much pressure when you get that rebound. You got somebody in your face all the time, and it's just hard within all that traffic.
Right, you're just wanting to create a little bit of space, but you're down on the baseline, take step the wrong way. That's what happened there for Josie. So we got 2:42 left, Pat. 9-point game. I'd like it to be a 4-point game.
Yeah. Well, it was.
Right.
I'm not sure when, but it was. But that third quarter was just a crusher for the Mustangs, and in a great. That was the Johnston what they wanted to do all 4 quarters. They were able to do it in 1 quarter, and that was enough really in this game essentially, because now they can really manage the game in the 4th quarter. They can turn it on and they can turn it off at any time. It just appears offensively they can do whatever they want offensively. It may not work, but they can get the ball down low. Tanky, she can get it down there. She's got 3 kids on her. When she goes down there, maybe she makes it, maybe she doesn't, but they're at least getting to do what they want to do.
Yeah, Jenica Lewis has been quiet this second half. It's really been Tanky and Riley who have come on for them. DCG back out. Minor, Rice, Bickford, Johansson, Fitzgerald. That's into J.C. Blanchard for Johnston. That's a good move. Missed basket.
Somebody might not like that, but that's the exact same call that went for Johnston not that long ago, where they pulled that ball away and we just weren't strong enough to hang on to it. So I think that's probably the same thing.
It could have been called jump either way, but they're consistent. At least they're being consistent with how they're calling it. So J.C. Blanchard is back out, which means Emma Hampton is back in. So now they get her for the last 2 minutes, 33 seconds.
Yeah, but then you go back to that and you're like, man, the strength of both of those kids. Do they want that ball? You're darn right they do.
Yeah. DCG really needs to go back to their bread and butter, which is Emma Minor, and they need to just take her down. Yeah, see if they can someone defend her. Outside for Kayla Rice. Nice rebound by Emma Minor. She's put it up, miss again, gets a rebound, goes again. Emma Minor.
Now you're going to probably see some pressure here. Let's see how they take it.
That's right, DCG.
Yep.
Oh, Carrie.
They finally called it.
Yeah, you called that earlier.
That's happened 2 or 3 times in the game where you do that little move right there, where I thought they could have called a travel. That one they actually called palming the ball right there.
Yeah, and Riley, she's got that great hesitation dribble, so that's what she's doing. She's hesitating, but she has a little bit more wrist action, I think, than maybe the officials are liking. So carry call on her. Mustangs with the ball back. That's exactly, we're at 7-point game now, just over 2 minutes to go. We need to get another conversion here. Then all of a sudden now we're looking at a 4-point, 5-point ball game.
Yeah, you start looking, just right now is just be efficient right here, do your job. If you can get something going to the basket, that would be good. Fouls are not an issue. We're not going to be in the bonus probably the entire game. Johnston has 4 fouls. We have 3. So we'll see how that plays out in the rest of the game.
Yeah, and if Mustangs can get a quick score, we do not need 3-pointers at this point.
No.
If we can get a quick score, go into Emma Minor again and get a quick score. Now all of a sudden you're down to 5-point game. Get a stop. I don't think we have to settle for a 3-point basket if we can get a nice shot from Emma or down low. But we don't want to spend a lot of time with the clock. We do need to score as quickly as we can.
But it's important that we get a good opportunity here.
Emma Minor from 3. That's good. From the top of the key, Emma Minor, 3-point. And you see that press again. Johnston.
There you go again. Oh, my God.
And almost a steal. There was almost a travel by Lewis.
No
and
fouls.
Almost a steal. Timeout by Johnston.
God, it's getting intense in here.
So 4-point game.
She drugged that foot.
Yeah, Jenica Lewis almost with the travel. Lots of people in the room thought maybe it was, but then we had a little bit of a steal. Coach Jones is out on the floor right now, motioning to the official how her foot dragged. She
did, but you don't expect. Everybody expected them to pass the ball, and that it just wasn't there. You just can't keep that momentum.
Yeah, I think the officials were looking ahead, too, for that next, what was going to be the next play, and maybe didn't pay attention as closely to that foot. So Dragons with a 52-48 lead over the Mustangs. We have 1 minute 41 on the clock. If I'm Coach Jones, again, they're saying, listen, we don't have to settle for a 3-pointer here. We can work the ball. Let's get it inside. Let's get a good shot. Let's follow our shot. Let's get a rebound. And then when we go back on the other end, let's get another stop.
Right. So, 35-second shot clock. It took them 8 seconds back there on, so now it's another 10 seconds. So it's not like you only have 2 seconds. That would be a nice little rule change. It really hurts the defense in this particular case.
So it was a timeout Johnston. So Johnston has the ball to start. Let's see what Mustangs are coming out the trap right away. They're going to force them, maybe try to get a 10-second call in the backcourt. They need to get it across, and they do. Johnston setting up that offense. They want to use the clock, so they're going to take their time.
It's time and score right here.
DCG's going to need to have some pressure here. Get a stop here, take it to the other end. 7 down, shot clock down to 5. From the corner. Miss. Oh, Johnston gets that rebound.
Now you got to get back out.
Immediately. Now they need a foul. Now they're going to need a foul. Let's just stop the clock. Trying to. It's Finley Fitzgerald then called for the foul, number 24. Man, that last shot, they had played such great defense. Corner 3, miss, needed the rebound. The rebound.
And, but that's, the game is really speeding up right now. The game is, is in like rocket speed right now on both sides.
So only 4 team fouls on DCG, so Johnston's taking the ball out on the side. So again, here we are. We're going to need to foul again.
Well,
so we've
right
got
now it's 29 seconds. Your 2-possession game. I guess right now it's like, hey, we're going to do what we got to do. Let's go. You can't foul now, that's for sure. See, that's another hook right there. That's the second time she's hooked going around.
Yeah, gets that edge.
That's a good no call right there. You got to be stronger, but you got to foul. Got to foul now. Got to foul.
They're trying. And Josie Lampe is able to foul Tanky.
Yeah, it's just you start going so fast
layup,
right there.
Had it down to 4. Riley was able to score on that layup. Now brings it back to 6. There's 34 seconds left.
Still a 2-possession game. Get a steal, get a 3.
Need to get a stop right here. Foul on Fitzgerald. So 6 foul for the Mustangs, so they're still taking it side out.
So now when you're looking at who do I want to foul or who do I not want to foul, free throw shooting has not been a great thing, but stay away from Tanky and Hampton and take your shot with everybody else. Riley would be one that you could. And that's exactly the right thing to do if you're Johnston. Get it to the best free throw shooter you got on the team.
Kayla Rice checking in for Abby Johansson. That's smart move for Coach Jones. Let's get your 3-point shooter. She's been hot tonight. Get her out there.
Offense to defense.
Yep. So Tanky at the line. It's a 1-and-1. That is
so
money.
Smooth.
Money.
I mean, that's just.
Tanky's been the difference in this second half. Jenica Lewis has been very quiet, but it's been Riley and Tanky for the Dragons. It's been the difference.
I mean, you just look at her. She's physically just that much stronger
2 for 2
than
for
everybody
Tanky.
else.
Mustangs need to get the ball down the floor. Be as quick as they can on this shot.
Got to move. That's got to be Bickford right there. She's got to be able to
for
take
3.
that.
Nailed it from the top. I love they do that little setup and screen and roll to Emma up at the top of the key for a 3-pointer. They've done that several times this game and throughout the whole season. So Johnston leading by 5, 17 seconds left on the clock. There's timeout by DCG.
Yeah, and this is great for this team regardless, and it's great for both teams, right? It's great. This is the game I think that both teams hope they got in. Whether you're on the plus or the minus side of the scoreboard, we're able to execute at the end of the game right here.
Yep.
All right, so now what do we got to do? I mean, we really can't we're going to have to foul right away because the clock is our worst enemy right now.
Right, 17 seconds, and Johnston's going to just do everything they can to run around and try to keep away from the Mustangs. But you're right. And, what a game going into Christmas break. This is the time that you want to have a game like this. So you're going to go away for a break. You're going to have some practices during the break before you come back, and then you're going to hit your conference schedule. So DCG has made a substitution here. Olivia Houston, number 34, Olivia Houston in the game. Sydney Miller, number 30. So we've got some 3-point firepower and some defensive effort here. We're going to put these girls out on the floor defensively, try to get the steal.
Yeah, when you play that tight, what do? You
screen
jailbreak,
and switch,
go right through there.
And foul, so 1 second off the clock. Sydney Miller was able to foul. Emma Hampton's going to the line, number 33, she's a senior.
She's the other solid free throw shooter, shooting on the plus side of 70%.
So DCG is going to substitute in now offense. So Finley Fitzgerald, Kayla Rice back in the game.
A lot of the times the games, these close ones, they come down to at the end when you go back and look, free throw shooting plays a major factor. I think both teams have done fairly well from the free throw line.
Yeah, really, it was just that one time Miner was at the line and missed two, which is very uncharacteristic of her, and I'm sure she wished she could have that back. 2 for 2 for Hampton from the line. Dragons lead 58-51, 14 seconds to go. For 3 for Miner. Oh, I thought that was good. Foul on Kayla Rice.
Just a little bit long, like one ball. I mean, it was right on the money. It was just a little bit deep. I'll tell you, there's no hanging your head on this game here. This was a great game. We did exactly what we needed to do.
Right.
We kept them in the 50s the entire game. They might make 60 right here based on free throws at the end of the game. Yeah, I mean, but defensively, we did well.
Returning state champs. They're at Class 5A. They're 8-0 right now, leading the CIML. This is a great Johnston team right here.
Yeah, I mean, there's no. This is not a loss. I mean, it'll go down as a loss in the record book. But this was a great job of coaching on both sides.
Yeah.
It was a great job of competing on both sides. What a game! I mean, if just think how good your teams would be if you could play talent like this all the time, and how much more mentally strong and tough you would be as a basketball team, basketball players.
Yeah, I mean, credit head coach Chad Gillick for Johnston, some of the adjustments that he made at halftime and the way they came out in the third quarter. It really came down to the third quarter, Pat, and what they were able to do. And, we said a game in the 50s would be DCG had a chance, and they did. It's 58-51 is the final. But, really it was that third quarter when Johnston scored 22 points in that third quarter that was kind of the nail in the coffin for Dallas Undergrounds, and yet they just continued to plug away, and then they played strong all the way through the rest of the ball game.
Yeah, no doubt. Hey, I think we need to get off of this one and then log back on here in a few minutes, and we'll be back on. I think the next game starts at 7:45-ish.